All right, sorry about waiting a little bit longer than usual to get you guys going at home. We should be ready to start our warm-up problems. Everybody here, we're good to go. Your math. Guys, just keep working on your problems. It should be pretty explanatory. The boxes, just put your alligator mouth or your equal sign. I just get the sound off. I haven't tried doing stuff on websites that on Mac. I hope that I can handle that much, but it might be too much even for the Mac. Well, the thing like the video, like shut everything down, or the video just would play.
Video without on the play. It's on the first play screen of the video, and then on so that was up on the screen, so I can see that on my iPad. That was on my smartphone. But then on the Mac, it just don't know where it went. Because I closed down things. It was not going to and it was so I don't know where it went. So it might just be that. I'm going to use other videos that I don't I can try it that one and see if I can work. All right, I think that was just the whole thing. I think that was it.
All right. I figured it out myself. And I knew it was Alrighty, we'll keep going on warm-up problems for just a little while longer. I don't see too many people close to being done here yet. If you're getting close to being done at home, we'll just wait it out. Okay, if you're subtracting, should you get a bigger number? Thank you. You subtracted there. You subtracted there. Then you added it here. It helps if you draw the wrong foot. Yeah, on the top blue one, I probably should have squeezed it in at the bottom. Hey, this is an alligator mouth or equal sign problem. Just, is it an odd or an even number?
I can't see the bottom.
That would make it tough, wouldn't it? Sorry about that. And are you ready? Just about. Just another minute or two. I know you guys didn't have a whole ton of time, but we got started really late, so I want to try to finish at the right time.
Remember back in last week, if we go back and look at our even and odd monsters.
If you need to go look at your even and odd monsters to know which ones are even or odd, or if you want to do your hand trick, any of your tools to know what they are.
Isn't it like the first letter beside it?
Yeah, if you just want to write E or O, that's fine, just to save some time. Not that those are the right order there. Just showing you can do that. We're gonna start. Alrighty, even if you didn't have enough time, we're gonna go ahead and get started so we can finish at a decent time. If you're at home and you want to finish, go right ahead. Just remember you can hit that pause button up on the screen, and then once you're finished, you can start the video again, and it'll catch you back up. But for everybody here, can I have fingers off of iPads so I know you're listening, paying attention up here? We look ready to go. Let's start where we usually do. I've got my dotted lines here to show me what problems I'm doing. I've got 7 plus 2. What is that, Eli? 9. And then I've got 4 plus 5. Eli again. 9. He is on it today. Okay. So if I erase my dotted line there or get them out of the way, 47 plus 52 is 99. And then over to our subtraction problem. Okay. Just because there's 3 numbers doesn't mean I do anything different. It's the same thing. So I see 9 minus 3, Peyton. 9 minus 3. Help her out, Hannah.
6.
Make sure you're following along so you're looking at the right spot. I think you were looking somewhere else. 2 take away 2, Gracie.
0.
And then 6 take away 1. Isaac? 5. Okay. So if we take away our dotted lines here, 506. Okay. 506.
That does not make any sense.
It's the same thing that we normally do. There's just another number. Okay. If I erased that, you would be able to do that, right? It's the same thing. I promise, Hannah, nothing changes. All right, let's do our alligator mouths. I've got 93 and 93. Which one does my alligator want to eat? Both. Trick question. Okay, we want the equal sign here. Now, 78 and 39. Which one does my alligator want to eat? Olivia? 78. Thank you. And 599. Which one does my alligator want to eat? Ellery? 500. Now, I'm looking at this number, and I'm looking at this number. 9's way bigger than 0. Why does my alligator want to eat 500? Gracie? I agree because it's more, but why is it more? Because isn't 9 more than 0? What place is that in? The ones place. Okay? If it's in the ones place, okay, that's not a very big number. This one has a hundreds place. This one doesn't. So if there's hundreds, that we don't care about the ones. Hundreds are way bigger than ones. So we look at the biggest place first when we're doing alligator mouth. Okay, we're trying to decide which one's bigger. It doesn't matter what numbers come after. If it's got 100 and the other one doesn't, then the 100's way bigger than the 10s and 1s. Well, let's go down here and do these real quick. Okay. I see a bunch of 10s again, so we need to know our fact families. What matches up with 10 and 8? What's the other number in that fact family? 10, 8, and 2. What about 10 and 4? 10, 4, and what go together? Hannah?
6.
6. Okay, this one's super easy. Put up both hands. Put one down. How many fingers you got? 5, not 0. And then 10 and 3. What's the other number in that one, Olivia? 7. Then over to our odds and evens. Okay. Earlier when we were talking about our bigger than, smaller than problems, our alligator problems, we said we look at the first number. What number do I look at on odds and evens? The last number, the ones place. So I'm going to go ahead and underline all the ones places. So I see a 7. Is that an odd or an even number? Odd. So just because the 7 is odd, the whole number is odd. What about the 6, Ellery? Even. So even though 3 is an odd number, I only care about the 6. That makes the whole rest of the number even. And then 91, is that odd or even, Lydia? Odd. Okay.
One is odd.
Both of those numbers are odd, so that's easy. But 1 is the only one we care about. Okay, whatever's in the ones place, that's the one we're looking at. Are there any questions from anybody here about this? And for everybody at home, I know I said I was going to try something different today so that you guys would be able to answer questions while you're at home. I was helping out another teacher before we got started. That's why we started a little late. So I did not have time to set that up. We will try again on Monday.
If you don't have
Let's go ahead and scroll down or erase whatever you like to do on your page. So we talked about yesterday, okay, with our pinch apart numbers. Remember, if we had 56, we could pinch it apart into 50 and 6. Okay. So that was expanded form. I don't think I actually wrote that down yesterday. So if you see anywhere that you're supposed to do expanded form, that's what that means. Today, we're going to talk about different ways to make numbers. So there's lots of different ways we can show numbers. So if I draw my line up here, this top one even has a name, okay? That 56 right here, when it's drawn like that, we call those the numerals. Numerals are kind of like the alphabet for numbers, okay? They're just what you write, same way you would put A and T together to spell at. You put 5 and 6 together to make 56. Okay? The numerals are just those basic numbers. And then we already talked about expanded form. The other day we talked about how to make numbers with our base 10 blocks. Okay? So who can show me what 56 will look like with their base 10 blocks? Okay. How many sticks am I going to need? Thank you, Amelie. I'm going to need 5. I'm feeling lazy today, so we'll just draw little lines for sticks. And then how many little cubies do I need, Isaac? 6. Very good. So even though all 3 of these things up on the screen, they look really, really different, all of those still mean one thing. They still mean 56. I think that there's one more way that we haven't really talked about, but you guys probably already know, to show 56. Okay. If I said to write, think about what I'm saying with write 56 on your screen, what's one more way you think you might be able to spell it out? I'll answer the phone real quick. Yeah, he's not in my room. Oh, no problem. Bye. Thank you guys for staying quiet while I was on the phone. One other way that we can write numbers so that people know what you're talking about, taking me following along. We can spell the word out with letters. Okay, looking up at the alphabet, we can still write words or write numbers as a word. Okay, so let's write out 56. So we're gonna spell it out the way it sounds. 50.
Are you ready?
Yep. I want you guys to practice writing the number words. That's what we're gonna kind of focus on today, is number words. We've got 50. And remember, whenever we're writing number words out, if it's bigger than 20, I want to have this little dash in there to make sure that the 6 doesn't fall off. It's a little piece of tape to stick the 6 and the 50 together. Okay. So right now, those are all the ways that we know how to write 56. All right. If I say base 10 blocks, I'm talking about those. And these are just our number words.
I'm writing all of them.
You don't have to write everything that's up here. Okay. So we have those 4 ways to show numbers. Okay. Well, let's work on number words a little bit. Okay. So first, let's just list off the easy ones. Okay. Let's make sure you guys know how to spell the first 10. Or really the first 11, because we're going to throw 0 in there. So let's start at 0. Okay. 0 is not too hard to spell. And these I would like you guys to either type or write out with me, just so you get some practice. Okay. 0 is pretty easy to sound out. Okay. Zero. That should be one that we recognize. Peyton, if racing's taking a long time, just scroll down. Okay. And then 1 should be another number word that we're pretty comfortable spelling. Okay. 1 looks funny because it's got that E on the end. It doesn't look like it would say 1, but that should be a word we recognize. Yeah. And I know 1 looks funny. Well, 2 looks even funnier. Okay. We just have to remember 1 and 2 because they don't look anything like the way they sound.
Also, there's 3 ways to look too.
Yeah, there's 3 different words for 2. But this is the one that means the number. So this is the one we want right now. Three we can sound out because that's one of our easy ones. Okay. E. I'm going to start speeding up here a little bit because you guys should be able to guess the next numbers. Okay. And then 4. The only thing we have to remember when we're talking about the number 4 is we have to put that U in it. If you just have FOR, that's the English version. We want the math version. And then 5, there we can sound it out because that E at the end makes the I say its name. 6, everyone should be able to spell because that was a spelling word this week. Yeah, we're just working on spelling the first couple numbers because 1 through 9 you're going to have to be able to spell to do all the other numbers. And then 7 we can sound out. If you want to go ahead of me at home, if you think you can spell the next one, just double check to make sure you do it right. 8 is a tough one, okay? Make sure you double check yourself on 8 because it looks really weird. The G and the H cancel each other out. Okay, we don't hear the G or the H in there. And then the E and the I are making an A sound. That's an extra tough word to spell. 9 should be another easy one. Just don't pick at it. And then we'll stop at 10 for this. And don't erase these once you get them up there because we're going to go down below and do some practice. I know there's lots of other numbers that we need to know how to spell too, but if you can do these, you can do most of the numbers. Okay. Even if you're not all the way done, for you, those of you guys that are here, we're gonna move down so we can keep moving. I'll make sure to show my screen in case you need to see one. Okay. The reason I wanted you to focus on these numbers, okay, think about all the other ones that we have. So earlier we did 56, okay? I needed to know how to spell 50, and then I just tape on 6. I could do the same thing with 57 if I know how to spell 7. Okay? So it's really important that we know those first couple number words because they pop up all the time. If we don't know how to spell 20 or 30 or 40, that's okay. As long as we get close, I'll know what you're trying to say. The other ones, I expect you to know those. So let's practice doing some number words here. Okay. Let's do this one. Okay, 29. I'll help you spell 20. And since it's the first one, I'll even be super nice and remind you that you need your piece of tape. Okay, just move on to where we're at. Okay, try your best. Let me see some screens here. And if you're at home, check yourself, make sure you spell it right. Okay. 29. Okay, 9 is N-I-N-E. E makes the I say its name. Now, if I'm looking at this 29, if I told you guys that I wanted to see it in expanded form, let's think back to yesterday. Remember our pinch numbers? If I wanted to see it in expanded form, remember that's the one that looks like that. Can you show me that version of 29? How much is the 9 worth in 29? What should I put on the right side, Hannah? Just 9. And then if I put this 2 here, is that what I need to do? No. Why is that not the right number, Eli? I need to make it a 20 because this 2 doesn't just mean 2. It means there's 2 10s. 2 10s is 20. Okay? Remember, pinch numbers are, like we say, the number really slow. 29. And if I said I wanted to see the blocks for 29. If I wanted to see the blocks, how many sticks do I need if I want to draw the blocks for 29? Peyton? 2 sticks. Yep, 20 sticks would be way too many because those sticks are both worth 10. And then how many little cubies are left, Hannah? Just 9. Okay. So I'm thinking back to earlier. I see 4 ways to write a number there. I see 4 ways to write a number here. Okay, we've got all our ways to make 29 this time. So we've done 56 and 29. Okay. It's really important that we know how to make all these different kinds of numbers because whether we're doing practice problems on iExcel or maybe on Prodigy or maybe I just give you a worksheet, it might give you any one of these kinds of numbers and they expect you to know what that means. One more thing before we switch to our iExcel. Okay, let's focus on blocks. Okay, I know that 1 means I have a little cubie. I know that 10 means that I have one of our sticks. Or if you draw your stick like that. We looked at it a little bit yesterday. Does anybody know what 100 looks like when we're talking about our blocks? Hannah?
It's because when you have another number, that is just a 1. That other number.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're on the right track, but what does the block look like for 100? Okay. It's just a big what, Hannah?
10 tens.
Okay, it's 10 tens, so it's just a big square. Okay. don't get it confused with the little cubie, okay? We call it little cubie because it's teeny tiny, okay? 100 little cubies fit inside of the big square, okay? Same thing like Hannah said, okay? The reason we draw a big square is because it has 10 tens in it. It would have 10 sticks in there. Okay. The reason we just draw a square, okay? See, a couple of you were trying to draw those lines in there. Do I expect you to put 100 little blocks inside of that square? No, that'll take forever, okay? So we just do one big square. So if I ask you to draw numbers, make sure your little cubies are little and your big squares are big squares. Because if you draw a cubie this big and you draw your 100 square that big, do I have any clue what you're trying to tell me? Okay, we don't want those. We do want these. Okay? Make sure your little cubies are little cubies and your big squares are big squares. Let's do one or two practices like that before we switch to IXL. Let's do 263. Okay. Draw me the cubes or the blocks for 263. I can zoom out a little bit to help you remember what they look like. Just about to finish up the Wednesday. So how do I draw 263 with our base 10 blocks? Let's start with the little cubies. Hey, just the nice easy ones. How many little cubies do I need for this number? Eli, make sure you're focused up here. How many little cubies do I need, Lydia? 3. Okay. I'll even try to draw them underneath this 3 so we can keep them separate. How many sticks do I need? Tracy? 6. I'm going to do the lazy sticks to squeeze them in there. And then what do I draw for that 200? What are those again, Hannah? 2 big squares. Okay. I'm going to draw them just as tall as the sticks. Okay. Because technically, if I zoomed way in, there'd be 10 sticks inside there. Okay. Because 10 tens is 100. Okay. Thumb up, thumb down. Are we okay on using 100 blocks? You want to practice another one, Eli? All right, let's practice another one then. Okay. Just remember, we have our ones place, the tens place, and the hundreds place. Eli, thank you for being brave and saying that you wanted to practice again, okay? That's what we need to do in order to learn. So I'm happy that you did that. Okay. So if we have a number in the hundreds place, okay, this time it was 2, that just means that we need to draw 2 blocks that go with that 100, or with those hundreds, okay? And the hundreds ones look like this. They're just the big squares. Okay? If our website was working, we would work on that and you could see the 100 block, but right now I can't get that figured out. So let's do one more practice one. I'm sure you'll get it this time, Eli. Let's do 425. Okay. What do the base 10 blocks look like for 425? You can start with your big squares. You can start with your little cubies. I guess you can start with your sticks in the middle, but I would start on one of the ends. How many cubies do I need? Hannah? 5. And then how many sticks? Amelie, how many sticks do I need? 2. And then Eli, how many 100 big squares do I need? 4. Okay, I'm gonna draw them way bigger than the little cubies. Think you got it now, Eli? Kind of. I bet you got it. Okay, you did that one right. So I bet you're better at it than you think. Okay. And then just a real quick check from yesterday before we leave. If I said to do expanded form, remember those are the pinch numbers. Can you do expanded form on 425 really quick? Remember our pinch numbers? I see 3 different digits. Okay, there's 3 numbers up there. So I'm gonna need 3 spots. Yep, still for 425. I'm just double checking to make sure you learned it from yesterday. What goes in the first spot, Peyton? 400. Okay, it's like we're saying it really slow. 400. What about the next spot? 20, not just 2. I'm glad you caught it. Okay. And then what about at the end, Amelie? 5. Okay. I think you guys are ready to go. So we'll switch over to IXL. Okay. Today we are going to stay in M. Okay. We're going to stay in M. We are going to do M14. No, yesterday we did M4. This one's M14. Okay. So this is practice from yesterday a little bit. Okay. It's going to give you the number in expanded form. Okay. So it's got the 80 plus 5 there, and it wants us to put it back together. Okay. So that's when it got pinched apart. If I want to unpinch it and put it back together, what number would this be? Eli? 85. Okay. And it should just stay like this the whole time. It will go up to 100s place after you get a couple right, but I think you guys can handle it. Any questions from anybody here? Or are we good to go? All right, if you guys are good to go, then so am I. You guys have some quiet work time. Everybody at home, thanks for joining in. Sorry we started a little late. I was not done. Thank you guys for joining in. You guys have been awesome. I'll see you guys hopefully in a little bit for our Zoom/Kahoot. Okay. Now you guys can say goodbye.